guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 18 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Joan D. Dominici. I did it right because I got the phonetic spelling. Thank you. Hope you're having a great day and that you enjoyed this season. Joan is a huge Big Brother fan, so thank you so much for your support. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so let's talk about what's going on in this ghost town house. So Nicole was studying hardcore for part 2 of the final HOH competition. You know, they don't know what it's going to be. They haven't had face morph yet, so she was sitting in front of the memory wall, studying everybody's faces, all like, you know, because you only want to see, a little bit at a time. But we get a monologue from her. It's always fun when the house guests talk to the live feeders, right? She hasn't done much of that this season, but here we go. So she was saying that she wants part 2 to be a mental competition. She feels like that's her best bet against James, but honestly, she's feeling confident. She thinks that she's got this. She's going to be really disappointed if she loses to James. So then she was talking about how great Corey is, blah, 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 blah. I'm nervous for her after the show's over. It's not going to be good. Okay. So then she was talking about how she can't wait to relax when this is all over, and she doesn't even want to party after the finale. She's just like, we can just go home and I can sleep, and like, blah, blah, blah. Mom, I hope you didn't book that trip to Europe because I just want to sleep and I have these bags under my eyes. And oh, Nicole. Alright, you know who is going to want to party after the show's over? Corey. Okay, so all three of them were playing cards last night, just like reminiscing about the season, talking about other past house guests, and then they're wondering when part 2 is going to take place. And even James was studying. You know that James is nervous when he actually starts studying because we haven't really seen much of that. So he was thinking, maybe it would be good to know how to spell all the house guests' names because they have had competitions like that in the past where it's like a crossword puzzle and you have to know how to spell everybody's name. So he's trying to figure that out. Paul is messing with him. Ooh! So James was like, yeah, so is there like 2 V's in Davon? Like, how does that work? And then he was wondering how to spell Jose, and Paul was telling him, oh, I think it's just like Jose, right? Like, that makes sense. So messed up. So then Paul was telling Nicole all about that. And she was just like, yeah, keep messing him up. That's awesome. So then Paul was also planning on keeping James up late so that he would be tired for the HOH. I guess. So then, Nicole went to bed early as hell last night. I mean, she was out at like 10-something. Paul and James were still chatting because, of course, Paul had his plan in action to keep James awake. But guess what? The competition was last night. The feeds went down just before 11, and they came back around 1:50 a.m. It was part 2. What do you know? All right, so Nicole ended up winning. Big surprise there. She did not just win, though. She crushed James because this was an individually timed competition. Her time was like 7-something. It turns out she beat James by like 18 or 19 minutes. Ooh! So the theme was Big Brother Adventure Park, and it sounds like they got clues and they had to put pictures of different house guests in frames of some sort to correspond to the clues. So, you gotta know your details of the events in the house, the order, I don't know. Sometimes it's like the order of nominations, order of evictions, whatever. Who knows what it was this season. So after the competition, James and Paul are alone. James apologized for losing. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I blew it. But, James is out of the final HOH now. That's it. Like, he can't win that. So it's either going to be Paul or Nicole. James's only shot at going to the final 2 is one of those 2 picking him to go with them. So he's telling Paul, like, I still think you have a really good chance of beating Nicole. You can do this and then take me to the final 2. So then Paul's like, yeah, it's okay that you lost. Like, it looked like a tough competition. It's all good. Alright, so then Nicole and Paul were in celebration mode when James was not in the room. They were like, blindsided, whoa, blindsided, you're good. You know how it is. So they were so excited, and they're saying that they've got this now because they're both going to bring each other to the final 2. It's a done deal. But is it? I don't know, because I feel like, yeah, they are being sort of real with each other. I see Paul and Nicole whispering a lot more than I see either of them talking to James, which makes me think that they take each other, but it just doesn't make sense because I feel like James would be such an easy bet to beat. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. But today, they freaking slept the day away. They were up really late last night because they were all, like, amped up after the competition. So, they slept for most of the day so far. The backyard is open now. Woo! And then we're not going to find out who the winner of part 3 is until finale night. So, they're just going to be chilling for the next few days. It's going to be really exciting. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.